Guys, we have additional exciting information about the FUJIFILM GFX ETERNA camera.
You're watching CineD, supported by B&H and CVP.
Hi guys, I'm Johnny from CineD and I'm here with John from Fujifilm. John, how are you?
Doing really well, thank you. Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm really good, and I'm actually quite happy for the opportunity to expose our audience for another round of kind of development announcement of the GFX Eterna. Quite exciting. We have few things. So let's start with one by one, okay? First of all, let's talk about the anti-filter, because obviously the camera does have anti-filter, but it's being done in a specific way. Please tell me a little bit how you guys are doing it.
Yeah, so this camera is going to feature an electronic variable ND. So it will be a mechanism that when engaged, it filters in mechanically and then is electronically controlled from a 6 to a 2-1. So you'll get starting of 2 stops up to 7 stops of full image exposure control optically.
So we have the increasement, but what about the actual strength of the anti-filter?
Yeah, so the actual strength will be, once it's engaged, it'll start at a 0.6 ND, and then it'll go up to a 2.1. So you'll have a starting of 2 stops up to 7 stops of control, and that'll be a variable electronic ND, so you'll have a range there.
I have to say, we've seen already how it's working, and it looks very convincing, very nice. The next step is audio. The camera doesn't have XLR audio inputs or outputs, but how do you control audio here? Or actually, what do you do with audio?
Yes, so at the show we are also announcing that we will support audio XLR input via the hot shoe mount. So TASCAM is going to be supported for XLR audio input.
But the camera itself still has a microphone, if I'm not mistaken, or even a mini jack if you want to do something simple.
Yes, there are internal mics, so you can get scratch track if you would like to do that.
But if I want, if I'm working by myself, I know this is of course a cinema camera, but if I want to work by myself and I want something a little bit better than the internal microphone, can I use any other microphone which is not XLR?
Yes, you can use a jack if you would like to go in that way.
Next is about the recording media. How do you treat the recording media here? What slots do you have?
Yes, so very similar to GFX 102. So we will have CFexpress Type B and SD card media.
If I decide to record on SD card, am I limited with the resolution or frame rates?
So SD card will be for, you can think proxy recording, very similar to GFX 102 in that regard. CFexpress Type B will be for ProRes recording.
One thing that I want to know is that the CFexpress Type B card, is it already the newest generation, like 4.0, or still the older one?
It's still the older one.
Okay, so we discussed about the audio, we discussed about the anti-filter, we mentioned the cards type. What else?
So there will also be support for Frame.io Camera to Cloud, which we're very excited to announce and continue that support there. We're firm believers in pushing workflow forward, and we're excited to say that you'll be able to authenticate this camera to a Frame.io project and automatically upload files to a central location for your team to access downstream.
But last but not least, one of the features that I really love is how you guys designed the battery. Tell me about it.
Yeah, very exciting. So there is support for internal battery. So you'll get W235 internal battery support, so the same battery that's used in the GFX cameras and the XH2S camera and XH2. So it's really great because it allows for protection if your external power source dies for any reason.
So it's like a hot swap.
Exactly, yes. You can hot swap without the need to supply another external power source. And you also have your shot saved too if external power does go down. And what else is really cool about it is it will charge, external power will charge your internal battery.
Here is a tricky question. Can I work only with this battery?
Yes, you can, yeah. It will be limited in some capacities, and that's still to be determined, but you will be able to work to some regard with this battery.
That's very nice, especially if you want to keep like the package very small, very compact. Last question. I can see here very clearly that there's a MF AF autofocus button. What does it mean?
Yeah, so this camera does use the GF mount, and it holds up that same protocol that we use in all of our other GF mount systems. So with that in mind, it will support autofocus for lenses that have it.
Great. Cinema camera with autofocus. For those who are actually running it not with a full crew, that sounds very good. Anything else that you can expose, or we have to be a bit more patient and wait a little more? Especially about availability and pricing.
Right. We're still actively considering availability and pricing. So, we're hoping to have more soon, but for the time being, we can't disclose too much more.
John, thank you very much.
Thank you, Johnny.
Guys, thank you very much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.